Good morning. So I'm going to can cranberries and sugar, a little bit of sugar and water to make cranberry juice. I've never done this before, but according to the recipe, you take 1 cup of cranberries, and they had these on sale at Walmart, so that's why I decided to make cranberry juice, and my youngest son loves cranberry juice. So you take a cup of cranberries and 1/4 of a cup of sugar, and you combine those together, and I'm going to add hot boiling water here in a minute, and then you water bath for 35 minutes, and that's it. So super easy. These were $1.50 a bag at Walmart. So, and I have been wanting to do cranberry juice, so I decided to do it this year. So that's as easy as it is. So I'm going to go through, I've got my jars ready to go. I'm going to finish filling my jars, and then I will come back when I start adding the hot water. Okay, so I took care of the first 4 bags of cranberries. And I ended up getting 8 bags total because they were $1.50 each, and I didn't know how much they would make. Apparently, it makes 11 quart-sized jars. So we're going to have a lot of cranberry juice, so it's a good thing we like it. And I like cranberry juice too, and it's really good for you. And this, you're controlling what you're putting in. So I'm getting 11 jars of cranberry juice for $6 for the cranberries, and however much the sugar ends up being. And I have another bag of sugar that I'm going to end up using. I think I can only process 7 to 8 quarts at a time. So I'm going to wait and put hot water, and I'm not going to put hot water into all of them to begin with, because then they'll cool off and the jars may shatter when they go back in there. So I'm probably just going to fill 7 jars to begin with. I can't remember how many I can get for sure. And then I will finish filling the rest when those finish processing. Now when they finish processing, it's not going to be ready for cranberry juice even after it cools off. They have to sit for, from what I was told, 2 to 3 months. I do not know how long these are shelf stable. To me, they should stay shelf stable as long as they stay sealed. So, but again, you do your kitchen. There's some people that will use canned food for years after they can it, and there are some people that believe it's only 12 to 18 months. So you have to do what you're comfortable with for your kitchen and your family, and that is fine. I'm going to go grab the water. I had the water on, heating up and boiling. While I was doing all of this, I have my pressure canner already over there, ready to go. I have my lids in hot water, so they are ready to go. So again, I'm just going to do 7. If I can fit 8, I'm going to fit 8. And this will be perfect because by the time I fill up these jars, I'm going to need to add more water for the other jars. Add more water and get it boiling and hot for the next batch. So this is what I'm working on today. I'm working on cranberry juice, and I'm going to also can sweet tea concentrate, which is in another post of mine. Or another video of mine that you can watch. So I'm just going to continue filling jars with water and get these in the pressure canner and let them process for 35 minutes. I'm leaving. I need to double check the headspace, so I will be back in a second when I do that. Okay, so according to Google, I need to leave a 1/2 inch headspace, so I need to add a little bit more to these. It's funny because as I'm filling these with water, it's popping some of the berries. So it's kind of cool. Excuse me, I've been fighting like a sinus infection for about a week now. So I clear my throat here and there. So this should be enough water to get me through these jars, and then I can add more water to go for the next batch when these are finished processing. So I'm super excited about this because, like I said, I've been wanting to do this for a few years now, and I've just not gotten around to it. And now I'm finally getting around to it. And you can add as much or as little sugar as you need. I read you need to at least add 1/4 of a cup. That helps the berries break open more and helps create the juice. So you could add more than 1/4 of a cup if you would like, but you need to at least add 1/4 of a cup. So we're kind of going through this one together, I guess. So again, you do your kitchen. If you're not comfortable with what I'm doing, then by all means, you do not have to do what I'm doing. I'm just trying to save money as much as possible and give my family healthy food and food that I know what's in it. And then when it really hits the fan, like when 2020 happened and they shut everything down, I went to the grocery store and they had pretty much no canned foods at all. And it was nice to go down into my basement afterwards and see all the canned food and knew that I was okay. So that was a relief, and I may have to heat up some more water, but I can process this many right now. But anyway, I will be back towards the end. So don't forget to wipe your rims, which I've already done these, but you've got to wipe the top of your rims to make sure there's no water or residue, because you want your lids to make a good seal. That way you don't have to reprocess, because that's a pain. I wish I had 2 water bath canners. Maybe that's the next thing I get on my list, because I have 2 pressure canners, which saves a lot of time when I'm processing things like green beans or corn and I'm doing large batches, because it's a pain to wait for it to come up to pressure and then process and then release the pressure, and then you have to start that with a whole new batch. So normally I can get everything done in 2 batches. So I got all my lids on, and now I'm putting the bands. My water bath canner, you can tell, is already up to temperature. And I'm getting way more cranberries out of this than I was thinking. I don't know how many I was thinking, but this is awesome. So we'll have cranberry juice. So my son should be super happy. And as far as I know, and I will have to look more into it, I don't think you're going to need to add any more water, so I don't think it's like a concentrate. After a few months, when it's had time for the berries to, I don't know what the correct word is. Anyway, to release their juices, it'll be ready to go. So I'm pretty sure I could have fit 7. I had enough water for 6. So that's what I'm putting in here. I may have to add more water. No, I'm good. I may add just a little bit more so it covers the top completely. It is covered, but I want a little bit more wiggle worm. So, excuse me. But the water is so hot as it is, it won't take that long to start boiling again. Put the lid on. Give it a few minutes to come back up to temp and start boiling, and then I'll set my timer for 35 minutes and we will have our first batch of cranberry juice completed. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my jars set up for the rest, bring out some more sugar because I'm going to need that, and then I will be back near the end of the video. When it was all said and done, I've got 22 quarts here. I still have the 6 that I started in the, not pressure canner, but water bath canner. So in 15 minutes when they're done, I've got 22 more to process. And we will have 28 quarts of cranberry juice for $6. I'm obviously not counting the jars or lids or bands, and whatever the sugar is. So I didn't even go through a bag of sugar, so I would say less than $10. So I'll show you what they look like when they come out of the pressure canner, and stay tuned. I have about 10 minutes on the timer before I need to take the batch that's in the canner out. So I'm going to start filling my jars with water, and we'll see how my timing is. But that should be just about right for me to get the water in, get them moved over, and prepared to go in the canner. If they sit for a minute or two, then that's fine. Of course, I'm going to pour hot water on myself. I can't seem to cook lately without either burning myself or cutting myself. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Normal, just like everybody else. Whatever normal is, other than it's setting on the dryer. So I will be back after I pull the cans out of the canner when they're finished. Okay, so these just came out of the water bath canner, and this is what they look like. So hopefully they will seal shortly. I got 7 more in, and I've got 15 more jars to go, which you can see right there. So we are gonna have cranberry juice for days. So I hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe and save, and I hope you have a great day.